Grew up in the country, played junior footy at the Woodend Junior Footy Club. It was either cricket season or footy season when I first met Ryan.
Well, I met Chris when I was about 8 years old. We grew up together in Woodend.
Yeah, we've been pretty close mates since way back then.
James I met at the Calder Cannons in under-18s.
Yeah, I guess it all started, I was lucky enough to play through the TAC Cup system, Calder Cannons, where I met Chris and Ryan. So I played with both of those guys there. Got rookie listed to St Kilda for a year, so that was a good experience for me. St Kilda were actually aligned with Casey at the time, so once I got delisted for the second time, I decided to go back out there. I made a lot of good friendships.
We were all sort of travelling across from the western suburbs on the Monash out to Casey Field, so we got on pretty well, and Ben was just someone we met down the club who was a pretty good fellow, and we sort of clicked with. He was around our age and we clicked with pretty quickly.
I was there before them, so I just kind of walking off the street.
Well, it's funny actually, we fronted up to Casey for our first session, and there's the coach, who was Peter German at the time, telling us stories, and there's this glamorous blonde physiotherapist, and I don't reckon Ben was ever injured, but he spent a lot of time in the physio rooms.
I was lucky enough to meet my wife at Casey. She was a physio, so she looked after those boys too. Yeah, they got married a couple of months ago now. It's a bit of a testament to him, the amount of sort of fellas. We had a mini reunion sort of that night. A bunch of us sort of caught up in Ben's fancy backyard in Narre Warren and Big Marquee, and celebrated the night away. Tachira came around and we had a bit of fun.
A couple of mates that I know played out there, and they'd sort of been calling for a few years to say come up, and when we made the decision to go away from Casey, they sort of seemed like a good, logical, good choice, and they were really welcoming.
So we all went, I guess as a group, which was ideal really from our point of view, to be able to share the long road together and do the training here in Melbourne as well. So, and to keep that, the ongoing relationships that you've built through footy, it makes it a lot more enjoyable when you're spending so much time, putting time and effort into it.
A bunch of larrikins. I couldn't really think of another way to describe them other than just a good bunch of fellas who, I think the reason we probably all get along so well is that we all really enjoy a good laugh and just enjoy each other's company as much away from footy as we do at footy. Probably get the most laughs out of Goffy, not that the other blokes don't crack me up, but Goffy probably does the stupidest stuff, yeah.
We had a bit of fun. Car rides were probably just as fun as playing footy.
So Chris works here. I think he's the boot stutter here. And he was pretty keen to do a pre-season here when he found out the VFL, they were having a VFL team. After
one of our many coffees that we have with the boys, I sort of managed to say, well, might not be a bad place to play footy and play footy together again.
Benny said, we should go in and have a bit of a chat, and it'd be great to actually have a training base for all of us.
I kind of had to persuade the boys a little bit to get down here, and
it was something that we all really wanted to do. We wanted to come back and test ourselves in a VFL environment after having a year out last year. But obviously a lot of hard work and time and commitment goes into it, so if you can enjoy your training along the way, it goes a long way. So we all were pretty keen to come together, so thankfully enough it worked out.